Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Forsati, the podcast that aims to inspire and empower the youth of the MENA region. I'm Yasmin, I'm the managing director from INJAZ Egypt, and I will be your host for today. Today's episode, I believe, is truly special as we have a remarkable guest who has not only achieved great successes in his career, but has also been a driving force in shaping the entrepreneurial landscape of our region. I'm honored to have Ahmed Khalid with us today, who's not only a seasoned entrepreneur, but also a true visionary in the business world. Ahmed, welcome to Forsati.
Thank you very much, Yasmin. It's truly an honor to get the chance to be featured on Forsati, a podcast that should hopefully inspire the Arab youth to unleash their entrepreneurial potential. Hearing out the stories of INJAZ alumni entrepreneurs.
Ahmed, I know you have an impressive journey, and I'm sure our audience are eager to learn more about your experiences. Could you share a bit about your background and how your journey in the business world began?
Certainly, Yasmin. So my journey started back in 2019, I believe first year in university, when I decided to delve deeper into studying sales and marketing as part of continuing education at the American University in Cairo. That was besides my mechanical engineering major at the British University in Egypt. It was really an eye-opening experience because throughout that time I got to meet and hear the stories of people who had very successful entrepreneurial ventures, and basically the roller coaster of a ride that comes as a natural byproduct to that. On a parallel side note, me and a friend of mine called Bassem, we had an idea to initiate a startup that was purely focused on the design, engineering, and manufacturing of 3D printers. That would be as close to a 100% localized as possible. Would be fair to say we were a very successful team. I'd like to think we were very good at what we did as well. We won multiple local awards at competitions for our innovation, all of which eventually led to our joining of INJAZ Egypt's company program in April of 2022. I believe we were very lucky to be mentored by professionals from INJAZ and people from the industry as well, with the relevant business knowledge areas that anyone might need to successfully initiate that business idea. And throughout that run, we faced a fierce level of competition from our peers, obviously with the vast variety of ideas that were present in the program. It was great fun getting to see the diversity and the potential in Egypt's startup ecosystem. And during that time, we had a huge leap ahead in terms of how far we've refined our business idea. And on a personal level, I think we've also grown quite handfully in terms of knowledge. I remembered very well nearing the end of the program around September. But a lot of us, obviously myself included, were getting a lot of chills, I would say, that we could really be the title winners of Company of the Year for INJAZ Egypt and proceed onwards onto the Dubai for the Youth Entrepreneurship celebration. Next thing I know is on the 20th of September of 2022, we won Company of the Year for INJAZ Egypt. It felt like a dream, if I'm honest. Getting to be amongst the very best of what the program holds, I think was something truly special.
Wow, I remember this day as well. I remember the excitement, you and your team, when you heard that you were the winners. And we were all very proud. And honestly, Yani Ahmed, your story is truly inspiring. And I'm sure our listeners are also gaining valuable insights into the world of entrepreneurship. Now, considering the landscape of the MENA region, can you tell us more about the challenges you faced and how did you overcome them?
I think overcoming challenges is an integral part of any entrepreneurial journey. In the MENA region, I think you're constantly bombarded with the idea of having to navigate through diverse markets, regulatory landscapes, and in our case with 3D printers, the social awareness towards the product itself presented huge hurdle to us quite often. But I think for most startups within the region, when a solid lineage for strategic planning is at the core of the foundation of the company, paired with a competent and certainly a resilient team, one can truly adapt and thrive. But you have to make sure to constantly hear out your people, their thoughts, solutions, and how they feel about these solutions as well when they come to play.
So thank you, Ahmed, for sharing your challenges with us. And honestly, your perseverance is truly commendable. As we focus on inspiring the youth, what other advices would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs who are just starting their journey in the business world?
Absolutely. I think it's almost at the very core of every startup for the founding team to complement one another in terms of skill and all-round management. Keeping that diversity among the team always goes a long way, just to make sure you have the right people in the room. Another thing that I kind of learned the hard way multiple times moving forward is not to fall in love with your idea, but rather the problem that you're solving. Because more often than not, people tend to think their business idea is a good one, and it may well be, but realistically, the market will always have its say, whether the business idea is a feasible one or not. Always make sure to understand what your edge truly is and how well it can be communicated to your audience to help them better understand what you're actually doing with your product or service and what makes you stand out from the crowd. Additionally, I think any business is pillared on people, emotional beings. It's always important to make sure that as a business leader, you're echoing the sensation that you're making your people feel heard, appreciated, and rewarded as well. In that sense, your team will always be your greatest asset. And lastly, in times of hardships, please make sure not to lose track of yourself. It's always very easy to be overwhelmed with how bad things may be going at certain points in time. Always make sure to self-affirm the many great things you might have accomplished, embrace your vision with all the passion that you have, and apprehend every challenge that you might encounter as an opportunity to both learn and grow.
Amazing, Ahmed. Thank you for sharing real and specific advices. Now, before we conclude our conversation, I'd like to touch upon the second objective of our podcast, which is also involving some private sector partners. Do you mind, Ahmed, sharing your thoughts on the significance of collaboration between the private sector and initiatives like INJAZ Al-Arab in fostering entrepreneurship in the MENA region?
I always tend to think that collaboration between INJAZ Al-Arab and the private sector is absolutely paramount. In my opinion, it does not only, provide the financial support, but also brings incredible expertise and mentorship, all of which enhances the knowledge base of future business leaders, which creates, a rather conducive environment for budding entrepreneurs. And also such collaboration, is a great form of a symbiotic relationship that accelerates the growth of the entrepreneurial ecosystem across the entire region.
Yes, that's definitely true. Well, thank you, Ahmed, for sharing your wisdom and experiences with us today. I'm sure your insights will definitely resonate with our audience and will even inspire them to pursue their entrepreneurial dreams. So as we wrap up this episode of Forsati today, I want to thank Ahmed Khalid and of course all our listeners for joining us today. And remember, the journey to success is filled with challenges, but with determination and guidance from leaders like Ahmed, as we just heard, our youth can always overcome anything. So until next time, stay inspired and keep reaching for the stars.